Good morning and welcome to Politics and Business Television, where business and politics meets, of course, and the real issue takes center stage. Today, we are going to look at two stories that define the state of the nation. The first topic is the ruling by the appellate court on the ADC, restraining INEC from recognizing David Mark's leadership in the ADCs. And secondly, of course, we're going to look at 1 year after the demise of the former president of late General Muhammadu Buhari and the legacies so far. This is P&B Morning Show, where politics meets business. And of course, in P&B, politics is not about winning election, but it's about making life better. My name is Kenneth Chidi, and joining me this morning is Mr. Ibrahim Shaibu. Good morning, Mr. Ibrahim Shaibu.
Morning, Mr. Siki. How are you doing?
Fine. Welcome, Mr. Ibrahim Shaibu.
Thank you, Mr. Siki.
I can see you're looking bright and you're looking younger, in fact.
Of course, yes. Now, of course, I've been home. I went and just concluded the wedding of my son. So I came back looking stronger and even fresher.
Yes. So the interest of those watching us, Mr. Ibrahim is just as a grandfather, but he has added a feather to his status. The son is married now.
Exactly.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, and I'm sure viewers out there will also find time to also wish you a very big congratulations as well.
Looking forward to that.
Now, Mr. Ibrahim.
Yeah.
While we're yet to digest the ruling of the High Courts by Justice Lefiu
regarding the ADC.
Yeah, the ADC, and of course the appellate court came out and said, no, we've got this matter in our hands.
Exactly.
And at some point there was this, and Atiku was talking tough, and the rest of them. ADC seems to be settling down, and preparing for joining towards campaigns. Of course, the campaign kickstarts by August. And here we are. We got a shocker yesterday.
Yeah, it's not a shocker because we saw this kind of things coming. You know, if you remember in our previous discussion, I've mentioned it time and again that particularly those two strong political parties, the ADC and the NDC, will keep finding themselves in troubles as we approach 2027 election. But I told you that I believe that they will still walk out of this crisis by the grace of God, because
how are they going to walk out?
Exactly. This is what we are looking at.
This is appeal court ruling.
Listen.
And the chances of the Supreme Court upholding the judgment of appeal court is very high. Already from antecedents.
Already the presidential candidate of the ADC we're going to the Supreme Court already. You understand?
Yes.
And then again, if you check it, you will find out that the decision to ignore the election of the members is based on what they call the non-identifiable effect of the court judgment. So they still have tendency to go to the court and still win the Supreme Court. You can never tell. So let's wait until we see.
There were 3 judges that ruled over that case.
Yes,
and of course,
2-1.
2-1. Abdul Malik said that this is a case of, it's an internal party affair. And that was where he was basing his own judgment. But the other 2 judges.
The electoral law, the electoral act is the Bible of everything election in this country.
Correct.
You understand? And it's clearly stated in that electoral law, the internal party, the election and selection of party congress is entirely an inter-party.
Yes.
This single reason is valid enough for them to have a case in the Supreme Court. Because you cannot go, anything election, you cannot go out of the electoral law. You can never go out of the electoral law. The court does not have the jurisdiction to intercede in that matter, because it is entirely an inter-party.
That is the argument. That is the argument of the other judge.
Yes,
Mr. Abdul Malik.
Exactly.
But there are a lot of controversies making up.
Joyce Abdul Malik is not the Supreme Court. Let's listen. Let's wait and see what unfolds in the Supreme Court.
But the appellate court is adjudged to be the judge of the wise. That's what it's called.
But they are still the Supreme Court. Please believe in that. You know that the Supreme is the last. So they still have 1
to 10.
Exactly.
1 to 10. What are the chances of Supreme Court not upholding that judgment?
8. No, Supreme Court.
Yes.
They are not upholding that judgment. Yes, 8-2.
8-2.
Yes, except if.
Do you still have faith in the?
I do.
You have faith?
To a certain degree, I do. I have faith in the judicial system, in the judiciary. Of course, I do. That, of course, I know why you're asking this, because so many Nigerians are losing faith in INEC, are losing faith in the judiciary, are losing faith even in the security.
Of course, the trust deficit is getting...
I know. But we still have to give them the benefit of the doubt. We still have to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, benefit of the doubt.
My own is 8:2, because the Supreme Court, that is why they always is blind.
Yes.
Justice is blind. Irrespective of who is controlling.
There are those who argue that in some part of this country,
let's just give it the benefit of the doubt.
And the eyes have been unveiled.
Okay. The platforms have been removed.
When you see a judge and your mandate we shall stand,
yes.
What does that tell you? It means the eyes have been unveiled.
It's not 100% of Nigerian judges that sang that song.
I know.
Okay.
But those who sang that song, let's
assume some of them that did not sing that song do not form part of the Supreme Court. So there's still hope inside. And then yesterday I had the presidential candidate, Mr. Atiku Abubakar, saying that he is taking the case up to the Supreme Court. Yeah. She has already instructed his team of lawyers to start working towards going to the Supreme Court. So I cannot say anything until I hear the first sitting in the Supreme Court.
Okay, I think I want to salute your optimism and your courage.
Yes. Because it will be very foolish for Nigerians, for us to be seen running on one-party democracy, because by the time you do away with the NDC, because even the NDC should be expecting another brouhaha. I'm telling you, and it will be very, 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 very immature to see Nigeria running in 2027 with just one strong elephant party and 3 mice in the ground. This is clearly a one-party affair, one-party democracy. That is why
the nation is tilting towards.
Yes, even if you have all the remaining 32 or 31 something political parties contest along with it, it is still one-party system.
In disguise.
If this is allowed to happen, we may find ourselves in a situation where we will see a larger version of what we saw in the APC primary election take place, where one giant and a small rat contested.
Okay. President Muhammadu Buhari, 1 year after his demise. Legacy so far. This is another topic we are going to also examine this morning, to look at his legacies and whatever will happen.
Exactly.
Although, even though there are those who will say, okay, those who are not comfortable with the current government will say there is no legacy to look up to, because after all, after his demise, he left. Power was handed over to another administration that, according to some people, will say that as far as they are concerned, Nigeria has never had it this bad economically.
Yes, there's still legacy, because Muhammadu Buhari was not the one that brought this administration into power. In fact, greater majority of Nigerians are of the opinion that he actually wasn't in support of this present administration coming into being. Many people
were still on the campaign grounds.
What?
He came out to campaign.
Yes, that is different. He has to come out because Tinubu himself has played a critical role in ensuring that he came into power. So he just rubbed his shoulder, but in support, he was not actually rooting out for Tinubu. He was rooting out for some other people. There are so many people that are thinking that it is essentially the Nasir El-Rufai against the wishes of people like Buhari that actually paved way for this administration to come into being. So there are legacies. Buhari's legacy,
and those people will be wondering what's happening to El-Rufai now.
Yes, Buhari's legacy is not essentially about the office he's occupied, but rather about his virtue he established. Yes, virtue of honesty, integrity, do you understand? And discipline that is left for the future generation to emulate.
Okay, maybe when we get to that stage, we're going to dissect and of course discuss further. We'll be going on a short break, and when we return, of course, Mr. Ibrahim, the newspaper review begins. And what are your expectations?
These last few days, I deliberately referred to even check the papers, so I don't have a feeling for that. But I always say
you went on a paper break.
Exactly, I went on everything break except for the business at hand those few days. Anyway, but we are looking forward to seeing less violent Nigeria. Nigeria less of killing. Nigeria less.
And talking about killings, I'm
happy that the Olo or the
I was going to say that
exactly has been.
Although we saw some video footage that seems there are those who say those video footage seems like
stage managed.
Of course, like in Nollywood.
Exactly. It seems more like in Nollywood actually.
In fact, at some point somebody said Rambo is
and even the governor himself came out to say that the abduction actually took place few hours after he decided.
Yes, I declared by 4 p.m. and by 9 a.m.
a few hours after his declaration of presidential ambition. So there are so many new things that have coming to us in this political dispensation. Actually, with the coming of this administration, we have experienced quite a lot of new things in our political life. Right. Speaking.
Let's see if we're going to find out new things. That's why it's called news. And of course, newspaper.
Exactly. Coming from north, east, west, and south.
When something is new, it becomes news.
Exactly.
All right, we're going on a short break, and of course, when we return, we'll dive straight to the newspaper review this morning. Go nowhere. We'll be right back after this timer. This is P&B Morning Show here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Welcome back to P&B Morning Show here in the nation's capital, Abuja. My name is Kenneth Chidi, and of course, still with me in the studio is Malam Ibrahim Shaibu. Mr. Ibrahim Shaibu, happy to see you one more time.
Thank you, Mr. CK. Good morning, viewers, once again.
Yes, Mr. Ibrahim, the newspaper review.
Yes.
One of your favorite segments of the morning show.
Yeah, of course. It gives me time to actually go quickly to the summary version of what is happening around the country.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Just seeing the headlines without even going into the detail, at least you get a fair share, an idea of what is
ownership of the environment, exactly. What's going on,
exactly. So it's quite in the country. It's quite an interesting segment.
Yes, very interesting. Let's see. The first news for this morning. The Vanguard.
The Vanguard. Children were beaten, teachers chained, Alamu principal state. That is, I think this refers to the Oriri abduction, right? So children were beaten, that is during captivity. Yes, and teachers were chained. Wow, that's a very sad situation. Can you zoom the riders, please? So that you can at least... Says we were forced to trek through the forest at night. They ate cocoyam, noodles, drank from the waterfall for 56 days, victims' relatives say. Initial operation that led to security agents' death. Sources. Victims hidden inside a cave close to waterfall. Marking day 6 UN port into abduction. Wow. Well, I think some of the abductors were caught, right? Were arrested?
No, not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Not to any of my knowledge. I've not seen any reports of any abductors saying. We were at when we watched the video footage, we were expecting to see the climax of that video footage,
Exactly,
where we see exchange of gunshots,
yes,
and the rest of them.
If you can rescue this number of children, they shouldn't have been let alone.
If you can even take the pain of doing a video in the bush,
you should have captured certain sceneries.
You know, some certain critical aspect of the video, especially that involves a lot of spectacles, exchange of gunfire, and the rest of them. We did not get to see that. That would have, you know, added more credibility to that video, according to some, you know, sources and critics. But well, it is what it is, and of course the children were beaten, and there are those who also question a lot of statements even made in front of the newspapers, because I was of the opinion yesterday that let's see the children grant live interview. Yes, you know, children don't lie.
Exactly. No matter how you try to teleguide them, at least some certain level of truth will come out.
If you give this very child the microphone to talk, she will tell you what happened. Ask her, were you beaten? What, did this happen to you? The child is going to tell you exactly what happened. But you see,
and they look at their faces, they look pretty well nourished. They don't look like people that actually lived on cocoyam and noodles for 56 days. Just look at their eyes, look at the chin.
Even like that, cocoyam and noodles also a little bit of
cocoyam is strictly carbohydrate too. And
where did the bandits get cocoyam from?
Noodle is synthetic food. It's not actually,
where did the bandits get noodles from?
I don't even know.
That's another issue. But of course, you don't farm noodles. Noodles is already processed. So where did they get it from?
They look too clean.
Okay. Since we were forced to trek through forest at night, the ate cocoyam noodles drank from a waterfall for 56 days. Of course, waterfall is fresh water. Victims' relative. Initial operations that led to security agents' death. Sources. Victims hidden inside a cave close to waterfall. Okay. Take it up a bit. Let's see what's okay. Of course, we have Atiku will be excited as federal government suspends planned increase in WAEC NECO registration fee. All right, it will interest you to know that, of course, WAEC was increased from 27,000
to 50K.
While we are still battling with out-of-school children, millions of them.
You know, when I was from, I didn't get to see the information from the papers on the social media. It was my daughter that came back from school and started telling me that.
Who else you expect to?
I said, what? She said, so it was at that point that I felt, okay, this is really absolutely true that this government has no feelings of Nigerians. Honestly speaking, how can you just raise WAEC fee to 50,000 naira? Then what do you expect universities to do now for the tuition and other things?
Well, Strait of Hormuz to reinstate Iranian ports, blockade, impose 20% passage fee. US to reinstate Iranian ports, blockade imposes 20% passage fee.
US to reinstate Iranian ports blockade, impose 20% passage fee.
So now for you to pass, you have to.
Before the war, Iran was granting free access to all vessels passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Do you understand?
Yes.
And then there are the other 3 water pathways around the globe. You have to charge certain percentage before you pass for all those years, but Iran wasn't charging. So after the war, Iran now decided that no, me too, I will have to be now charging money before any international vessel will pass through my strait.
So the Strait of Hormuz is
initially
commercialized.
Yes, initially US was saying no, you can't. But now I think they are coming back home to agree.
Okay, this goes push back against NERC. Okay, fresh order on revenue utilization.
National Electricity Regulation Commission.
Yeah, that's NEC. Take it up.
I think there's an interesting story down the paper that has to do with the appellate court. Appellate court affirms order barring INEC from recognizing marked leadership. Judgment won't affect ADC's candidate and party insists. Atiku head to Supreme Court, insists ADC's ticket intact despite court ruling from Congresses.
So they're saying judgment won't affect ADC candidates.
Yes.
Party insists. Well, that's the decision of the party, but the court is saying otherwise.
I don't think in truth, I don't think in truth it will affect candidacy, because like I told you, these are intra-party affairs.
No, we are
that alone.
Your position yes. is also is valid as far as the party is concerned. But we are saying that what the appellate court is saying is that it's going to also, from what we are saying, the appellate court is likely, the judgment might likely affect the candidature of the president.
The judgment did not mention anything about the candidacy. It is yes. It is left for INEC and the parties to interpret that one. Do you understand? In the judgment, it did not say that with that judgment, we are calling on INEC not to
recognize
the leadership, not the candidacy.
Now, well, if you, it's technical. It's like removing P&B. Of course, if you remove P&B, I will not be here, you will not be here.
But the judgment in itself is not even supposed to be something technical, because the act, you can, what I'm saying, what I want you to understand, and I don't want to understand, is that there is an electoral law, and that governs every party affair and election affair in this country.
We quite agree with you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm only trying to let you know.
So there's no point.
No, I'm trying to know. Well, of course, I'm only trying to bring out in our local palace,
the technicality around
the alleged biribiri, if we call it in Hausa, the brouhaha that is,
or the
abracadabra that is
whatever,
likely going to surround that judgment. But let's see how it goes. Allegedly, let's see how it goes. Okay, how police uncovered fictitious PFIPC documents. Okay. I borrowed 400 million to secure PFIPC appointment. The man is still shouting.
See, if Nigerians have the confidence, have the boldness, have the temerity to come out and tell Nigerians that you have to borrow 400 million naira or thereabouts just to secure a political appointment office, what does that tell Nigerians? That the office actually is supposed to be a business venture for that particular person. Even if he is there, he is not going to actually serve Nigerians. He's going to serve himself. It's just like him coming out to tell us that he wanted to buy a company. That is it.
This is one too many that allegedly that we don't know.
I know.
You know,
the first time
lucky enough, we're getting to see this one
for the first time.
Coming to out the open glare for us to know. Only God knows others that we don't know. Allegedly, anyway.
It is very, very unfair if this is allowed to run just like that. Actually,
Nancy, let's see how justice will be served in this matter. I hope it will not be swept under the carpet. I hope so. Buhari's first anniversary, Tinubu go on. Governors, ministers pay tribute. All right, when flood waters recede, health crisis begins. Physicians walk.
Naturally so. Cholera, etc., etc.
All right, next newspaper, please. I want to believe that most of the papers are ADC heads to Supreme Court over Congresses. Okay? Buhari treated everyone equally. Go on. Why adopted Oyo teachers were killed, rescued principal. Why adopted Oyo teachers were killed, rescued principal. Okay, federal government suspends WAEC. Okay? And of course, Dangote dollar sales fuel hike fears. Dangote dollar sales fuel hike fuels. Please, they should not increase fuel again. No. Please, we are begging them. The one we are yet to, we're still trying to survive the one we are on now. ICPC won't, indict Gbajabiamila Miala, says Phantom Council DG. ICPC won't indict Gbajabiamila Miala, says the Phantom Council DG. Alleged certificate forgery. Court fixed 6 July 21 for ex-minister Nnaji trial. All right, there are those who have also called for the certificate of the president, and we're not hearing anything about that.
We can't hear anything about that. 5 days after, Kurfi gets bail in alleged defamation case.
Let's go to the next newspaper, please. Okay, The Guardian.
Opposition candidates in turmoil as INEC nomination window closes. Opposition candidates in turmoil as INEC nomination window closes. Wow. Yes, because today is what? Today is July 12th? 14th, yeah.
Yes.
It's supposed to actually close on 11th.
Well, I think I saw it somewhere that way.
That was the window created anyway, I think.
That was a window, and of course, created. And finally, of course, Shatima has been nominated as the vice president.
In one of our discussion, I told you that many Nigerians were looking forward to that blunder being done by the ruling party of dropping Shetima down. I told you that it is virtually. But either way, it's a very wrong calculation to have dropped Shetima.
Right, but wrong calculation. Even at that, either way, it's also raising dust for him. So let's see how it goes. Because Dogara and the rest of them started shouting as at yesterday.
It wouldn't matter because see. You cannot just decide to losing the Dogaras. It's a lesser sin than losing Shetima, particularly in this period for the ADC. If you look at the mess the party is in right now, it will be safer to lose the Dogaras than to lose the Shetimas.
Well, politically.
Is it not politics we are talking about? It's politics we are talking about, right? It's politics. See, the reason that motivated the Muslim ticket in 2023 is still the same reason that will necessitate the need for the Muslim ticket this time around, unless and until the government is no longer interested in coming back to power. I invented that picture clearly for you.
But there is an argument. There's an argument in respect to that we also looked at. We don't have an issue when it is same religion, but how well did it go?
Politicians do not care about whether it is. We have you also are of the same opinion with me in this regard. That politicians are only after interest. It's only their interest they are concerned. They don't give a damn any other reason beside interest.
You are quite correct. I'm only saying that even
it's not the right thing.
No, I'm saying that the nomination of Shetima was greeted with different feelings, for and against.
Of course, it has to be
for and against. Of course. There are those who are saying wow again.
Exactly. There are some people that.
And there's those who are saying
there are strong politicians that are even
strong clerics among the party. I have a video yesterday.
Yes.
There are even strong clerics saying no. This is not Nigeria. Nigeria is so divided. It's time we bring everybody together.
See, that's why when people begin to say rotational democracy, let it go, sir, let it go. Not, I say it may not work in this
country. Senate tightens grip on MDAs as 34 trillion duty waiver probe exposes revenue gains. Okay. Oil climbs to $80 per barrel as Trump reinstates Iran's ports blockade, imposes 20% charge. All right, we have all the stories, the former paper. Of course, PFIPC scandal, alleges threat to life, begs Tinubu for independent probe. Well, discourse protest. Okay, next new Cap EX revenue directive. Okay, ex-minister Uche Nnaji arraigned, pleads not guilty, gets 2 million bail. Atiku Obi hails suspension of 50,000 WAEC NECO fee hike. Okay, let's go to newspaper. We have some of these stories.
This day,
let's see what this day has for us.
Appeal court affirms ruling barring INEC from recognizing mark-led ADC congresses. Appeal court affirms ruling barring INEC from recognizing mark-led ADC congresses.
All right, ADC judgment
didn't affect our primaries.
Judgment didn't affect our primaries. Propaganda can't change the law, says Atiku. Party dismisses rival portal claim.
Except if you are telling Nigerians that the constitution and the electoral law means nothing, then we'll understand. And I don't think that the Supreme Court will be callous enough to make the clear dissent.
Now these days coming out with this. Or your terrorist killed Michael Dickin to force government to a deal, Oriwe principal says. But this same principal, vice principal came out and said, they are not asking for money. They just want you to release, in that video footage, they want you to release our men. We watched the video here.
Okay.
So why are we coming to hear it again? That the terrorists had to kill Michael, kill a Dickin to force government to a deal. What is the deal? Okay, maybe the deal
is the release of their people.
Okay.
And since the government is not, I think since the government is not playing ball, they decided to unalive those Deacon and one Michael.
From this week to this day, to Arise news channel and Leke social media platform, a bold generational statement in journalism. Okay.
Commemorates
Funding.
Commemorates funding.
Fundings. Okay. Next newspaper, please. The Punch. Presidency slams Makinde over demand for UN probe. So the governor is calling for UN to probe.
I see no reason why they will slam him. After all, there are Nigerians who reported that America should come and fight their war.
Even Makinde, from his body language and statements, from the import of his statement, is claiming that he's not even aware that a rescue mission is going on in the state, as the chief security officer that he is. Well, Mr. Brian, left for me, I wouldn't want to double into the Oyo Orire kidnap and, of course, the release. For me, I don't want to talk about it because I don't feel too convinced as a citizen what transpired there.
I think the producer is trying to show us something that has to do with petrol there. Dangote dumps Naira, begins petrol sales in dollars. Dangote dumps Naira, begins petrol sales in dollars. At least not in Nigeria, please. You are a Nigerian. That will make situation very, very, very bad, honestly speaking.
Okay. Atiku, ADC defend primaries as court voids Mark-led congresses. Mark-led congresses, including the congress that brought Atiku.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh.
Federal government granted 34 trillion import duty waiver in 2025 customs. Are serious. Veterans meet CDS, demand 250,000 naira minimum pay for soldiers. All right, soldiers came to meet the chief of defense staff.
Veterans means all soldiers, have you?
Yes, of course.
Demand 250. You see, I think
as against 100,000.
The current minimum wage is 100,000 naira. This is laughable.
100,000 naira. That cannot.
This is laughable, honestly speaking.
That cannot really.
I think so many Nigerians do not know about this.
Excuse me. Well, we are saying it now. Fake agency scandal, ICPC begins probe as DG alleged straight to life. And downpour cripples Lagos, flood submerges cars, strands motorists. Oil tops $80 per barrel as Trump revives Iran's blockade. Okay, and that is a picture there of the Oyo's children and with the governor taking picture. Makinde playing bizarre politics, weaponizing anything against federal government presidency. Makinde playing bizarre politics, weaponizing anything against federal government presidency. And this isn't politics or your adoption too grave for local probe alone, says Makinde. This isn't politics. You can hear that? Or your adoption too grave for local probe alone, says Makinde.
I think the governor has a lot of information as regarding the abduction, and that is why he is the chief security officer of the state.
He knows everything.
Exactly. And that
the man who came out to tell you that I've declared my presidency by phone.
And then
now reading between the lines now.
The presidency is saying that he is now playing bizarre politics. Bandits killed 2 teachers in captivity. Principal reveals federal government handed over victims to government.
Because, well, Mr. Brian.
Yes, Mr. CK.
I don't know if your guess is as good as mine, but let's just leave it at that.
It is, so let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's allow the sleeping dog to lie. The Punch, Mr. Brian, what do we have there?
Yeah, that's just what we just finished reading.
Presidency slams Makinde over demand for UN probe. So Makinde is calling on the UN
to probe into the abduction site.
Yes.
Exactly.
Is there wrong with that?
I think if the UN decide to probe into this matter, they should as well probe into all the previous other abduction issues in Nigeria, because the Oyo abduction is not the first. Several abductions are taking place all across Nigeria, particularly in the north, particularly in north central, northwest, particularly in northeast. Do you understand? So I think it's about time that the UN come and take a holistic look at the whole situation. There might have been a political coloration to it. There might have been a political dimension to all of it. Just as many Nigerians already think that a lot of those abductions has to do with politics. In fact, so many Nigerians are of the opinion that this kidnapping and other banditry
is alleged masterminded
masterminded by politicians. So there are a lot of allegations going on around. So at least it's good for the government now to at least invite some foreign institutions to come.
Why is government kicking against it?
I don't know. But we need Nigerians.
Politics of bizarre.
Exactly. Nigerians need to know, because the thing is becoming worrisome actually now. Because
and it's becoming unclear.
Yes, pretty unclear. Because Nigeria can just not understand why an insurgency can last this long. Almost 3 decades now. Forget even about the insurgency, that is terrorist attack, terrorism, that can take a long period of time happening. But what about things like banditry and kidnap?
No, for a governor to come out and make such a statement that
that is why,
as soon as he declared,
and that is why many of us are against the establishment of the state police. I'm telling you, once you allow the governors to have access to security platform like the state police, you will see more of these kidnaps. I'm telling you.
Power will be abused.
Yes, power will be absolutely so abused that you just can't dare to go against the governor, whoever you are. You understand? It will seem like even at a certain point, we may even reach a situation whereby the governors and the party will become, it's like an extension of the office. So that's why people like us, we are very, very against, not supportive of the idea of state police.
Where we are not
it
mature
will
for
do
it.
more harm than good to Nigerians.
All right, let's use up, please. All right, I think finally we have the Punch Sports Extra. And of course, Punch Sports Extra today. I think the semi-final begins today. Let's see. We have NFF needs total overhaul. I quite agree.
Yes, I do as well.
I agree.
Nigerians demand Gusau others exit after Eagles World Cup absence. Yes.
I agree. Because NFF
after you do with NFF, you also come and visit the other agencies.
Like the NNPCL.
Like that one.
That's a cabal of his own.
That one is another, what do you call it?
Okay, trials make me stronger. Joshua. Falcom storm Casablanca ahead of WAFCON. And Madrid unconvinced about Rodri. Of course, Iraola promises more red signings. And of course, Tielemans nears United switch. Okay. We have here Simon Bags Chile to continue as Eagles coach. Okay, that's one of the players there. Mr. Ibrahim, I don't know. I didn't see anything about the semi-finals. I'll get to find out, maybe it's today. I think hopefully we're looking at the cracker. England versus Argentina and France, Spain. Already the former Prime Minister also of Spain is actually making some comments that is adjudged to be a racist comment. That the players in France, are they really French citizens? Meaning that they are blacks. That statement was greeted with so many feelings. Well,
globally. I think after the colonization of Francophone Africans, there's this system in France that every country colonized by France do not even need a visa to go to France. So that naturally makes them citizens of France. Because if you are from Niger and you want to go to France, you don't need visa like a Nigerian wanting to go to Britain. You will not be subject to all these hurdles because you are already a Frenchman. So this is their colonization system, and then they call it, I think, colonization, is it of assimilation or something like that. See, when they were colonizing Africa, they were living within the Africans, unlike Britain. When British were colonizing Africa, for example, Nigeria, they live far away from the blacks. They live in the GRA. Proxy. Exactly, they live by proxy. They live in the GRA. They live separate from the blacks. But France, the French people, when they are colonizing African countries, they live in their midst. They live together with them. They shared culture, they shared language, they shared everything together. So that is why you see that even French are black Francophone Africans, their culture and they look so much so like the French. Unlike us, many of us are if you look at me like that, you don't say anything British. You understand? I don't want you to look at people like you, obviously. Yes. So what are you trying to imply? So what I'm implying is that that president.
I'm a Nigerian.
that president, that is it Spanish president, is it Spanish president that made that statement?
Yes.
She got it wrong. Because the black Africans are also black French. Yes. They are actually by nationals.
Yes, French colonialism of assimilation.
Exactly.
All right, so thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim. It's good having you back again.
Thank you, Mr.
On the morning
for
show.
having me. Thank you.
We hope to get to see more of you, and of course, once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We'll be going on a short break this time around, of course. When we return, go nowhere. We'll go straight to the first topic of the day. This is PMB Morning Show here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this time out. Welcome back to PMB Morning Show live here in the city of Abuja. My name is Kenneth Chidi, and of course, today we are going to look at a very, very, very controversial situation in our polity this morning. Of course, that is the ruling by the appeal court, I beg your pardon, on the issue on the party affairs of the African Democratic Congress, I beg your pardon. Of course, just yesterday, Monday, on the 13th, I beg your pardon, of July, the appeal court, by 3 judges, 2-1, ruled saying that, or barring INEC from recognizing the David Mark led congresses. What that means is that every congress organized under the leadership, or according to the court, caretaker committee of David Mark led and a committee has been declared null and void. What does this mean to our polity? Is it that Atiku is not going to participate in next election? But these are many issues we're going to look at and, of course, examine the topic as we progress here on the morning show. With me in the studio still is Mr. Ibrahim Shaibu. Mr. Ibrahim Shaibu, a very good morning to you one more time.
Morning, Mr. CK.
Mr. Ibrahim Shaibu, the appeal court has said that Atiku is one leg in, one leg out.
Yes.
That every congress is organized by David Mark-led leadership. The INEC should refrain from, recognizing it. What does that spell for the party? Well,
before I state what it means for the party, let me start by saying what it means for me as a Nigerian. I feel very, very sad, actually, not because I am a supporter of the ADC. I'm not a current member. I'm not a current member of the party. I'm not even a supporter of Atiku in the first place. But I am sad because I see this as actually an attack on our democracy, because we have rules.
And stifling competition.
Exactly. We have rules, we have the constitution, and we have the electoral law governing everything election in this country. And then the electoral law is very, very clear that selecting or electing Congress or party leadership is entirely an intra-party affair. And these are court judgment, which is actually a verdict of 2:1, is based on the decision that they decide now to uphold the earlier judgment passed by Justice High Court by Justice Joyce Abdul Malik, that they should now resign to not recognizing the election, the committee that is actually elected under the leadership of the Mark-led and the ADC. I don't think this is okay for the party, because it will mean that all people that have emerged as candidates under the election conducted by the caretaker committee constituted by David Mark-led leadership is not void. And this is a threat to actually the presidential candidate himself, who is Atiku Abubakar. And I think it is against this backdrop that Atiku now decided to bring together a team of his legal luminaries to head on to the Supreme Court for judgment. And I see him winning the case in the Supreme Court. Because as history shows, Atiku has always been politically inside court and outside, and he always wins his case. I can't remember any situation whereby Atiku went to a Supreme Court or even to an appellate court to lose his case.
Yes, Atiku took a sitting president to court. I think 11 times or 13 times.
I think 13 times, and he won.
And he won.
Exactly.
There are those who will say the judiciary then and the judiciary now is not the same.
I don't want to incline to that outlook, actually, because I still want to give the judiciary the benefit of the doubt, because if all Nigerians think in that manner, then we are already gone. Do you understand? Because already there are people that do not have any level of credibility over the INEC itself as an election umpire. Do you understand? And when we begin to see our court also that it can become dangerously decide to follow the same suit of not being very credible for Nigerians to take their case, today we are in a very, very dangerous and sad situation in this country. So I still believe the Supreme Court will do justice to this issue, and I still believe the NDC as a party and Atiku Abubakar as an individual will secure justice in this situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are very hopeful that justice will be served in this situation. Okay, now, Mr. Ibrahim, and if you look at I don't know what should be going on in the minds of the party faithful for now. Although, even though we heard that Atiku has headed to the Supreme Court, we want to believe that the Supreme Court will do justice. But then before now, ADC, from much as I know, from February this year up till now, has been subjected to all kinds of legal battles. Why this whole drama?
Because it seems to be a threat to some political parties, and it's not anytime you are referring to this, I don't want you to just mention the ADC alone, because even the NDC is another threat.
Yeah,
it's another threat. You understand?
Yes.
Because I keep saying, and I hope Nigeria will not find me monotonous in saying this, I think the government, the ruling party, is aware that many Nigerians are not on the side. Do you understand? They are aware that this time around is not going to be business as usual. It was in 2023. Do you understand? I believe that they are aware that Nigerians will think twice before voting this ruling party back into power again. So they know that the only way they will not secure their mandate is by actually making it very, very difficult for any other political party to run along with them in 2027 election. They will either make the parties weak or they will form them into troubles.
So you mean that this so numerous legal battles is an attempt to weaken opposition?
That is what so many Nigerians are alleging. But if you remember, I keep telling you that according to Nigerians, there are unseen hands controlling whatever happens around within the party.
When are we going to see this hand?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing the hand too. That's why I always keep using the word alleged. So when I don't know, sometimes I like to use my vernacular Hausa. I don't know. See, in ba rami, me kawo magana rami. So if there's no hole, what brings about discussion about the hole in the first place?
All right, Mr. Ibrahim, I think joining us now is Madam Mikiata. Madam Mikiata, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, welcome to the morning show.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Yeah, Mr. Mikiata, you are looking.
Yeah, we just want to copy you.
Okay.
Very holy.
Okay, this old man. Okay.
Madam Miki.
Yes, sir.
David Marks led committee has been barred, or rather, INEC has been asked not to recognize congresses organized by David Mark led committee. We still have another High Court judgment in favor of the ADC too. This conflicting judgments, what does it make in our polity? What is the effect?
First of all, the politics getting heated up unnecessarily. If we were getting heated up because something melodramatic happened by nature, then we would know. Maybe like, God forbid, as happened in the olden days. Well, let me not say olden days, but it happened that a president fell so ill that he died while on seat. That's really melodramatic.
Exactly.
But before then, there was so much mystery and shrouding of mystery. Where is he? Where is he? You understand? Exactly. So the polity was heated up, but at least it started from a natural cause. Then the hawks and the eagles now capitalized, so they were pressing it down. In this case now, it just seems orchestrated. Every time it is like you said, conflicting judgments over this. Why are you not having conflicting judgments over murder cases? I don't see conflicting judgments over Yahoo cases. I don't see conflicting judgments over the EFCC cases. Once is this one. All judgment. The judges want to judge. The judiciary, you need to sit up. That's what this all amounts to. Anyway, let me just pick a statement from the ADC, the African Democratic Congress. You are now making it look as if the opposition are the parties to put all eyes on. Instead of you ruling party to have all eyes on you. Look at it now. It says here, appeal court judgment does not affect ADC primaries. So they are just brushing it off as water over there. Okay,
let me read out something.
Yeah.
All right, the Court of Appeal in Abuja on Monday upheld Federal High Court judgment restraining the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) from recognizing or participating in any state congresses conducted by committees appointed by the Senator David Marks. Okay, let me look at fine. Let me read further. The African Democratic Congress (ADC) has said the Court of Appeal judgment on its world, local government and state congresses has no effect on the direct primaries through which its candidates emerged for the 2027 election. In a statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary, Malam Bolaji Abdullahi, the party described the ruling as legally unsustainable, confirmed it has commenced an appeal to the Supreme Court, and said the dissenting judgment better reflects the law and its position. ADC urged members and supporters to remain calm, insisting it remains committed to providing Nigerians with a credible alternative in line with, okay, that's much we can take. Now the party is coming out with a straight and very strong statement, telling everybody, members of the party, to remain calm, that everything is under control. Mr. Ibrahim, do you think so?
Yeah, I think before I say what I think, so you see that decision was based on there are 3 judges that participated in that judgment. You understand? In a 2-1 verdict.
Yeah.
So the only dissenting voice was Mohammed Abba,
Yes.
who happens to be the only dissenting. He held that the case that respected the restraining order bordered on a non-justiciable internal affair of a political party. He held that the court was wrong to have assumed jurisdiction to entertain the matter. Then when I saw this statement from him,
the court is wrong.
Are
you saying the court has no local standing to entertain?
That is one of the judges that participated in the decision that is saying the only decision.
That is a party affair.
Yes, that is party affair, and that the court was wrong to have even assumed jurisdiction to entertain the matter. When I saw this statement,
that means the court has no local standing.
Exactly. So when I saw this, I decided to not say, look, let me just go and check online. Generally, Google never lies. So I went and asked. Then, according to Google, they said the Supreme Court has consistently held that disputes arising from congresses that elect party officers are non-justiciable, just as suggested by the dissenting judge, and that because they concern internal administration of the party. By contrast, however, disputes over primary election for nomination of candidates are expressly made justiciable under Section 84 of the Electoral Act 2022, allowing an aggrieved aspirant who participated in the primary election to approach the court. So further, it says, as summarized in recent Supreme Court judgment, it was held that matters relating to a political party's congress to elect executive officers are internal affairs and are not within the jurisdiction of the courts. Only disputes arising from party primaries for effective elective officers are generally open to judicial review under Section 84.
So what this means is that this whole thing is that an attempt to unsettle the party.
Exactly, just to throw the party into disarray, to deny them the chance, to deny them the chance.
The party has already commenced the process of appealing the judgment.
Yes.
Which shows you that if the judgment was fine, they would have accepted it in total. But then they said that they would disagree with and consider all the legal to be legally unjusticiable. They said they note that the dissenting judgment of the presiding justice.
So the judgment is dissenting.
In our view, yes. It more accurately reflects the settled position of the law as well as the party's position. So why are you throwing in something different from what the law says, different from what the party says? Then we go to court and then you now arrive at the conclusion you went before. Is it not shameful for you to have to keep on flip-flopping your job? The other time we had a judgment from the local judge out of the blues. A body that is not even a political party, that is not even, like you said, no local standing, went and asked, oh, let us do the one.
Well, I say burden on grantor.
Thank you. You now went over the one of the NDC. And now the court ruled and said, no, do not even admit them as a political party. You turned around the same court. Are you not, aren't you a little bit afraid of the disgrace?
Actually, that is what gives Nigerians the feelings that that gratification accepted by the court actually is not a payback time. Because there are so many Nigerians that are looking into it like that.
Yes. Why did you collect all
those gratification? Is it that you are going to serve this way this time around or what? You understand? This document
services to
exactly
government appointees.
Exactly. This same document will go on to say who are responsible for conducting said congresses. Then it went on to say, according to electoral law, the political party itself, acting through the organs established in its constitution and guidelines, for example, its National Executive Committee, yes, and Congresses Committee and Electoral Committee and other authorized body. INEC roles is actually to receive notice and monitor compliance with the law. And you remember that INEC actually monitored those congresses. They did. And their functions stop at there. They are not even allowed to interfere. They are not even allowed to make single statement regarding the conduct of that selection or election. And they did. And now the court is now telling us that you should now do away with it.
A Congress that was adjudged with
exactly. So do you know what is even so funny about, even if it's for all the other political parties, but the one of the African Democratic Congress, as well as the one of the All Progressives Congress, I was physically present in the hall when these primaries took place. All the INEC officers were duly acknowledged. They were like at least a bus full of people. You know what I'm saying? A contingent of INEC officials were present at these primaries.
So what happened?
Thank you.
I think, like I always say,
the courts, the judges, the justices, you are one arm of government. that has given Nigeria a lot of problems.
Exactly.
That's a very strong statement.
Yes, it is.
You think so?
It is.
Stand by.
It is. That is why I said on my part that I am giving them the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what unfolds in the Supreme Court after the Atiku and the ADC now go to the court.
But those who are saying,
yes,
if you want have benefit of doubt, the trust deficit is increasing by the day.
Right.
Looking at the gratifications. Recently, we ran into a video where Chidi Indikalo, the former chairman of the Human Rights Commission, saying that the Abuja Chief Judge was accompanied by other judges to pay costly visit to the Minister of FCT. That in itself is not.
If the judgment of the Supreme Court also ends like the one in the appellate court, now Nigeria will have reason to believe that truly we are done with.
Do you know that it's not even permitted? A lawyer is not that much less of a judge. As a lawyer, you're not permitted to even visit a client. You're not permitted to visit a government official. It's actually not allowed. Even your client that came to, the client has to come to you, and the briefs must
so only one should be used as evidence.
Let me go back later to his house. Let's meet in one, a bar or no. You're not allowed to even go. No visitation. Now this one, you now went to visit the FCT official who handed you a house. Excuse me. It's not even permitted in the legal practice. That's one of the tenets of law.
All right, Mr. Brian and Mickey.
Yeah.
Now on this issue, Nigerians everywhere woke up this morning to see this information. What do you think will be going on in the minds of the supporters of ADC now? Will it affect the party membership?
The party has said it will not.
Membership. Do you think Nigerians will look at this? Does it have the capacity to hit up the polity?
For me, despite all these problems this put upon in the ADC and the NDC, so I always want to put the two parties together. I still see them as actually challenging the ruling party come 2027 election. I don't think all this court litigation and other things will now stop them from actually contesting. I see success at the end of the tunnel. I see that the Supreme Court is going to give a fair hearing and then even give.
How about Nigerians now?
And for Nigerians are still confident. Nigerians are still confident.
Everywhere is cool and calm.
Exactly. Everywhere is still cool and calm. These are just challenges put in front of the ADC so that at least they will now be discouraged from going. You see, a campaign will start, I think, by August, around August. Do you understand? So I think they are just trying to bring in create situations that it will make it difficult for the party now to actually engage themselves in the campaign. You know, when I want to keep you busy now from doing other serious things, I will now keep taking you to court. So that
you are saying that this is a form of distraction?
Yes, it's just simple distraction.
Okay. Well, the beautiful part of this that, like I said, since I was there, INEC was there, so all their names have been uploaded. Yeah. So meanwhile, while you're making them, as you said, distracted in and out of the courts, their names have been uploaded. For now, all of them are regarded as eligible to contest, eligible to campaign. But I would just like to call upon the Nigeria Judicial Council. Nigeria Judicial Council, when the judgments are passed, let's wait until the Supreme Court gives their judgment. After that, you need to get some of these judges and give them the necessary punishment. Yes, you need to sanction some of these judges. You make it clear this is the position of the law. So when this case was brought to you, you ought to have ruled that it should be thrown out. Now it shows they always mention the judicial precedent that based on this should not be a case in court. Now, for wasting taxpayers' time, wasting taxpayers' money, sanctions should be placed on the judges. And you've been doing that in other cases. Don't let these ones be exceptions. That way, the next judge will be aware that I, a judge, I already know, but I'm still going to, judge it as I like. No, that way, the next judge will be more circumspect before he gives out frivolous judgments.
More circumspect. Talking about circumspect this time around, what do you think with this is this whole Buhari making ADC more popular?
Of course.
Or attracting more sympathy support?
Of course. Of course, this happens quite often in politics.
Right.
When you try to victimize or brutalize or suppress an opponent, you only succeed in making him more popular. It's just like what is happening to El-Rufai now. Do you understand? Because by the time you think that you are crippling that particular opposition party or opposition politician, you end up making him more popular. People will keep talking about it. People will keep asking questions. Why is it happening as such?
To this person, they're not really interested in the case. At the time you've
before you know what is happening,
votes for him.
He's already more popular than you are. You understand? So I think this as a what do you call it? Hasada is Turkey. You know what is hasada in English? Enmity. Enmity. Yes, enmity. Enmity. When you create unnecessary enmity with that person, and that person just deliberately decides to ignore you, he's becoming more and more stronger than you are.
It attracts empathy.
Exactly. Empathy and sympathy of the people, simply because you have been brutalizing him, victimizing him. That's what is happening now. All the time, ADC in court, ADC in INEC, ADC in court, ADC in INEC, then two times, exactly, then 2 days again, you will now see NDC in court, picture, you see, why is it not happening to the ATC?
Is somebody afraid?
Are they the only political parties? Definitely so. Definitely so. I'm telling you, definitely so. Definitely so. Allow things
to work seamlessly.
Allow things to work seamlessly.
Okay.
Don't get the fake down for contest. Just the way you come in, let other people also contest. And if you did good, you'll see that you will be returned.
All right. Thank you very much. This is much we can take, Madam Mickey, and of course, Mr. Ibrahim Shaibu. Thank you very much for joining me on the morning show. We'll be going on the short break, go nowhere. Of course, when we return, we'll go straight to the second topic of the morning show. This is P&B Morning Show live here in the city of Abuja. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this time out. Welcome back to P&B Morning Show live here in the nation's capital, Abuja. This is, of course, where we discuss so many issues. And today, or rather this second segment, the topic of the morning show is a bit different. Different in the sense that we are going to look at 1 year after the demise of the president, former president, General Muhammadu Buhari, of course, and of the legacies so far. Still with me in the studio, I have Mr. Ibrahim Shaibu, and of course, Madam Mikiata. Good morning once again, gentlemen and ladies.
Morning.
Yes, it's 1 year after the demise of the former President Muhammadu Buhari. I remember the statement. I was I was too fond of him. I am not aware. And that was where I got my radio name. Then when I was I always use that word. I am not aware. And of course, that was a brand name for me. Well, Mr. Ibrahim is laughing. He knows what I'm talking about. And of course, 1 year now after his demise, we're going to count. There's a songwriter saying, count your blessings, of course, and name them one by one. So we're going to look at, his achievements, legacies, 1 year after his demise. Let me start with you, Madam Miki. Madam Miki, Muhammadu Buhari.
1 year, 1 year after.
1 year after. It just came like, should I say, almost like a shock. Because most of the time, it's as if 2025 to 2026 was really fast.
Exactly.
1 year passed already, because I can visually see, the images of, him, the body arrival. In my mind's eye, I can see the burial.
Just like yesterday.
That. I know. Maybe it was this January or something.
Yes.
Well, like I say, time flies. Well, former President Muhammadu Buhari served as the country's head of state from 1984 to 1986, giving him a distinction out of 200, and they say 200 plus million Nigerians. Only 2 people in living history have had that distinction, to have served as military head of state and then civilian elected president out of millions of people. It's incredible.
The 2 of them, him and Obasanjo.
Yes, Olusegun Obasanjo. Now, what makes his case more distinctive is the fact that he came in and unseated an incumbent president. Whoa! I think that has only happened once ever in Africa. Of course, has happened in other countries, but it seemed like there is a president, Goodluck Jonathan, welcoming him, as it were, into the state house, Aso Rock Villa. That is whom he unseated, as they say. In fact, the book was written. It was called Against the Run of Play. Unexpected, unpredicted, on everything. Yeah. So there we have it, lifting up the broom that Nigerians were even saying, will these ones be able? How are they going to do it? No, an incumbent. He not only did it, but had 2 terms in office. Now, his legacy, people will ask different people, you're going to get different answers. But the most important thing you'll always come away, a takeaway you have about Muhammadu Buhari, was that in the midst, he came in, on the mantra of not only change, but trying to end corruption. Now, was he successful in that bid to end corruption? What happened at the end of the day? Like we've seen happening all over. The most important takeaway you get is that he came out with his name unstained, his reputation intact, his everything about him came out incorruptible, just as he went in.
But there are those who will say, even though yes, they quite agree with you to an extent that yes, as a person, Muhammadu Buhari came out unstained. But there are those who worked under him. Did they follow suit? The likes of Malame, and the Serenka, and the rest of them, that during their reign as ministers, when we had the Abracadabra aircraft that was brought into Nigeria, of course, inside was another country, of course, outside was painted, the color of another country. Of course, the likes of Malame, who is still undergoing trials over alleged misappropriation, of course, and financial corrupt practices. There are also those who also argue with you that, yes, because I remember somebody, when I was then with a popular radio station, a caller called in and said, I hope we will not miss Buhari. That's miss. And when I remember that statement, 1 year after I would say I'm missing. Some people will say, oh, I'm missing Buhari, because right now, Buhari was able to hold on at least to the fuel price, 195 naira, and dollar was not as high as this. And of course, bag of rice then was at best, 32,000 naira. But today was the case. Mr. Ibrahim.
Well, I think about late General President Muhammad Buhari, I think his victories are not essentially in the office that he held as a president, but I think it has more to do with his with the values he leaves for Nigerians to emulate. You see, you just made mention of corruption, although he's clean, but the people that run the administration together with him were not. Yes, but how many of them? Corruption has always been part of Nigerian politicians. Even before he came to power, even during the PDP administration, there were corrupt politicians, even among the ministers. Do you understand? Even during Goodluck Jonathan, there are politicians that I have felt to be corrupt. So it's business as usual in Nigeria. It is even surprising when you see somebody that is not. That is the situation we found ourselves in today in Nigeria. But during Buhari's administration, you can count within the fingers of your hand those of his ministers who are corrupt. You can count them. You cannot even compare it to the amount of corruption that we are now witnessing in this administration. You can't compare them. I know his economic policies seem to not sit well with a lot of Nigerians, but it was even still better than what we are seeing today. You made an example by you yourself stated it. What is the value of the Nigerian naira to dollar today?
Including fuel.
Yes. What is the price of commodities we buy daily in the market during Buhari and today? In comparison to what he did not devalue the naira. Exactly. He did not at any one point in time devalue the naira. Do you understand? But having said all these things, what many Nigerians will talk on regarding the late President Muhammad Buhari is his integrity, his honesty, his discipline, both as a military leader and as a civilian president. You cannot take that away from
one of the things I think, let me add to this before you continue. Sorry. One of the things that, I love Muhammad Buhari for was that he always transmits power to his vice president. When
exactly. So many things
at
like
that. At some point, Jamiu Osubanjo was ruled for 58 days. And of course, he transmitted power seamlessly. But much as I know, I don't think the current president has done that too.
There's a saying in the north that they share power together with Osinbajo. It was even when he was in the military, they share power together with Iyabo. What I mean by the share power is that every time he's leading as a military leader, yes.
Yeah, okay.
He was more functional.
But I want to ask a question. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I asked that question. Much as I know, I don't think he has also transmitted
not
power.
Even once. Not even once in the last 3.5 years. Not even once. You can imagine that. Not even once. So, with Buhari, may his soul rest in peace, his incorruptibility has been acknowledged all over the world. The world respected as somebody that's not corrupted. He has held every position that a Nigerian needed to become corrupt. He was the first minister of petroleum in this country. He was a military governor at a very tender age of Borno State. Do you understand? He held a PT which is a de facto almost having the same economic power as the president during Abacha. Do you understand? Then he became president for two consecutive terms.
Plus head of state.
From head of state. He was one military head of state. But today, there are so many deputy governors that are richer than him.
Not even a governor.
Exactly. All those positions he held, any other Nigerian would have wanted just one. Either to become a minister or to become a governor or to have something like a PTF to become what you are today.
To chop.
To chop.
To chop.
But he held every lucrative position you are looking for in this country. Buhari has held it. Every.
And come out.
Is it not minister or governor? Is it minister, governor, minister, and of all the ministers in this country, the most powerful are two: finance and then
defense.
Defense and petroleum. He was, in fact, it's first.
Then before he called
it's first, exactly. It's first, and then he became a governor at a very, very tender age. I always say I'm happy. I always say I'm happy. I had the blessing as a primary when I was in primary school to shake hands with him. I think I told one of you.
Yeah.
Because in those days, after the third term, the people that aspire to first, second, and third position will be selected. Then you present your school. You go to the governor's lodge. You have a party with the governor's wife. Then they will give you an award. Then you come back to school and tell the others that you are given 1 month holiday. When he was I was in primary school, I think, when he was a Borno State military governor. Very young boy at that time, very young person. He finished all these things and then he ended up becoming president, and then there is nothing to his name now.
Hey, how I wish I had taken the picture.
Do you understand? So whatever you do, I think my uncle,
had a handshake with him when he became president.
But there are those that also disagree with me. In as much as we're trying to laud off his own achievements and president, the issue of the judiciary, just like Atiku praised Obasanjo, that Obasanjo allow the judiciary to function effectively. But there are those who argue with you that under the leadership of President Buhari, the judiciary was never allowed to function at its optimum, at its peak. Yes, there was a lot of
one thing I will tell you.
I'm coming. It was dictatorial in the area of in the judicial aspect of the governance. Of course, a lot of court orders were flunked and disobeyed indiscriminately.
One thing I will tell you is this.
No, in fact, there is this allegation that the judiciary was far weakened in his time, and now it has even brought up to this time. And what we are going through now, allegedly, in the area of the judiciary, started from his own regime. Well, when Malami was, of course, the Attorney General of the Federation, you heard Shawore telling him, you had the opportunity to change all these things, but you didn't change them. Now the table has turned. Under his watch, the judiciary, the institution of the judiciary was far weakened, allegedly. And we saw that in the video where even Shawore made that comment.
Okay, that is so much opinion, and that is your opinion. One thing I will tell you is that Buhari has never, during his lifetime as the president, interfered in any decision of the National Assembly or the court. He did not interfere verbally or send any written document to how the courts or the National Assembly will carry out their activities.
The current president has not done so.
Well, exactly. So at least
let me tell you something. No, Mr. Brown,
either openly,
the current president,
if the current minister decides to act otherwise during his term.
Who is the minister? The minister is an appointee of the president.
Okay, in the minister.
Let me tell you something. For Atiku to make that statement, to credit it to Obasanjo shows that the ministers of Obasanjo, because let me tell you, even though these are unseen hands we're talking about, you see the product of the unseen hands. If Obasanjo does not want his minister of Attorney General to allow justice to prevail, he will not do so. It's like telling me that Madam Medina cannot influence your decision as the MD. What are you saying? She might not come out to do it. So whatever are the things that happen backstage.
Whatever you are saying, this does not tarnish the integrity of the late president. This does not show him as somebody that is correctable. This is not actually tarnish his image as a honest person.
No, in terms of
you delegate. In terms of person, you appoint person to a position.
In terms of corruption, Mr. Ibrahim, in terms of corruption, we have different forms of corruption. Of course, we have financial corruption, we have judicial corruption. We have different forms of corruption.
How corrupt is it? The financial corruption
anniversary memorial and memorial prayers for the late former President Muhammadu Buhari held yesterday, Monday, 13th July, 1 year of his anniversary, at the Nigeria Army International Conference Center in Asokoro, Abuja. And in attendance were the former First Lady. In attendance was Nigeria's Vice President Shetima, several former and serving ministers, as well as the entire Buhari family. And it was a night, or let me call it a day of tributes and encomiums poured upon the former leader for all he did while in office.
All right. Well, all the same, we have.
As we look back, we look forward.
Of course, there are two sides of the coin.
Right.
In as much as we have to also try to acknowledge the fact that, of course, there are legacies he left.
And I quote one statement from one former governor.
Yes, we have to look at it holistically too. Let me hear that.
I think Amosun Adokunle or Musa or something like that. He placed integrity above expediency, sacrifice above personal ambition, national interest above sectional consideration, and service above privileges. That is, I think Adokunle Amosun. I think he was
former governor of Ogun State.
Yes. So these are some of the tribute. Okay, it's still a serving senator. Yes, these are some parts of the statement made by so many Nigerians about the personality of Buhari. Of course, like we said, so many Nigerians are having heart the economic policy of the president not sitting well with them during his tenure as
Senator Bikule also was somebody that was a favorite. Buhari is not someone to actually outrightly show favorites, but he loved Bikule also.
Okay.
And if you let Buhari to choose, that would have been whom he would have loved to be successor. But he's not the type of person to impose.
Exactly.
Okay, he's not the type of person to impose. However, we want to, whatever he is, we want Miss Gentle to still rest in peace. And of course, we still remember him. I remember so many, when at some point, but he himself cracked a joke that I've been, I was termed Baba Go Slow. And he laughed over that joke and the rest of them. And of course, his tenure was quite interesting. And I remember those because then when Buhari was in power, I was on air every day. And of course, I still remember the feeders I got from, people then. And the statement somebody said, I hope we're not going to miss him come when the next dispensation comes. Now, if we're to look at it today,
we are already missing him.
Are we missing him?
Personally,
I say that I already have. He also ushered in this government.
I already have. Well, we're the politics, but
he's a member of the APC. He campaigned. He had the power. There was
even an attempt to change the Nigerian currency to another currency, only in an attempt to...
you remember the cashless? Of course, my last daughter was giving birth on the peak of the cashless. It was hell.
I know.
I could
would not.
My God.
Because of the Yahoo people. So it's like, you have to bring cash. Where are you going to get the cash from?
I don't want to remember the cashless.
That's not well.
And of course, the likes of Emefiele is still under detention, undergoing trial, over so many alleged financial, misgivings. All right, this is the much we can take on for the morning show. Of course, the topic today. Thank you very much, Mr. Brian. I think at least I like the fact that you were able to bring your own opinion, even though there are divergent opinions to what you said. Madam, thank you very much too.
Thank you.
Thank you, viewers. This is the much we can take on the first segment of the morning show. We're going straight to the last segment, which is what is trending by Ferry Josephine. Go nowhere. You need to see what is trending. Very interesting happenings making the round in the nation. This is PMB Morning Show, live here in the city of Abuja. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this time out.
Tired of the snow? Tired of the bad? You don't tire for this picture? Or yeah, make you follow Unorodo. Nigeria don't go digital with free TV. Over 100 channels they wait you, sport, news, and better entertainment for your own language. No matter where you dey, whether for city or whether for village, the satellite signal they reach every corner of Nigeria from day one. No monthly payment again. Once you get to get free to air decoder, you don't win. This one, not our own national asset. Even from your phone, you feel watch out. Just download the free TV app and carry your TV go anywhere you dey go. Scan that code now or call 0700 388 7277. Free TV, digital TV for free. Brought to you by MBC.
All right, welcome to Politics and Business Television. This is the last segment of the morning show today, Tuesday, 14th of July, 2026. And of course, to take us through the morning show this morning, I have with me Ferry Josephine. And down.
Bravo!
Yellow teams.
Yes, so once in a while.
What does that mean?
It was a beautiful weather today and quite rainy. I don't know. I came here and I realized it didn't even rain as much as it did at the other part of town. But all good. Good morning, my Mickey. Good morning, Mr. Ibrahim.
Good morning.
I was busy praising you. Both of them were just discussing. I don't know.
Thank
What
you,
is trending in the office?
Because you didn't praise me. So I'm jealous.
Welcome, Mickey Atai.
I'm busy now.
Medicine after death.
All right, good morning, viewers. It is a beautiful day in this morning, and we go straight to what's trending quite a number of things.
These are laughing. Did you win jackpot?
Well, when I saw this particular video we're about to bring on, I just imagine what is happening through them. And it's a police officer that apparently was sleeping. Is gone.
Was he armed?
He was armed. Yes, he's an Asian fellow and all. It's sad. I a lot of things. I saw it from different angles. I mean, I have seen police officers that are armed but drunk. I've seen some of them that go to places armed that are not they're honorably not supposed to be there.
Policemen carrying arms on bike.
Oh no, so careless situations and while they are armed, and you've had situations of accidental discharge and stuff. So when I saw that, I was just imagine a lot of things was going through my mind, seriously. But let's have the video to see how or what actually oh Lord happened.
I was see gone there. Now police, now police gone no. I was see gone. See what the police they do. Police gone no. Hey. I was see gone there. Now police, now police gone no. I was see gone. See what the police they do. Police gone no. Hey.
All right.
All right, I think thank you very much for this video. I want to speak first because I understand the implication of what just happened.
Yeah.
Now, what happened there is that it's a very serious offense in the first place. This can lead to the dismissal of the police officer in the first place because based on the Police Act, the gun is even more regarded and respected even than the uniform that you're wearing. As such that if you don't come back with your gun, those guns were signed for. There's a department called the Armory Department where you sign for guns and, of course, ammunitions. And then when you are going for either official duty or whatever duty that you're going for. And for you to sleep on duty and allow an AK-47 to fall on the ground. Now, what that means is that if that gun, the chamber of that gun is not shot, the bullet can shoot and kill somebody while hitting that floor. Because if there's a bullet in that chamber and that gun hits the floor, of course, it can discharge and, of course, that can lead to some form of human and that can kill somebody. So that is very dangerous, you know, a very careless act that can lead to the dismissal, if not possible, tried, of course, and jailed. For a policeman to sleep and allow an AK-47. AK-47 is an assault rifle that should not be seen in public anyhow. That's why it's called assault rifle. You're not supposed to even allow a child to see it. When you see a policeman coming to your house without a warrant over a civil matter or a very flimsy matter with an AK-47, you have the right to even call for his arrest because the rifle is not even meant to be seen by children. But here we, of course, in some situation, we see policemen coming to make arrest and, of course, allowing children, little children, to see assault rifles, which is very wrong. So this is a very serious offense. AK-47 is expensive. It's a dangerous weapon. That has the capacity to take many lives. That gun you are looking at in the hands of the wrong person. And the sad thing about it is that you cannot even pick that gun. That's why you see those guys making those videos. Nobody can touch that gun. If you touch that gun, it's another offense.
Of course it is.
You cannot even pick it in the name of trying to help. Oh, I beg, I help you pick your gun. You can't even do it as a civilian. That's the sad thing. It will also take a policeman
to do that,
to come and pick that gun. I'm telling you, if you try it, you can go in for it.
Well, for me, I want to appreciate the person who did the video so that there'll be no cover-ups because, like you said, that is such a dangerous, careless mistake. It's just like a doctor coming in for an operation. Is after cutting you, he'll now maybe dump all the equipment into your body. Of course, you know that the outcome is your demise. So I cannot imagine, first place, there's no way you would have hooked, leashed it on and secured it on you for it to fall off, even if you were sleeping. So first thing first, he just came in casually with the gun and then placed the gun is probably on his lap or by his side. If it was hooked on, but once it hooks, it secures. And like you said, thanks and glory be to God that there was no bullet in the chamber, because on impact, the impact would be just the same as a finger pulling the trigger. And it, fired. And like you saw, members of the public were all around, some coming to video. So there's no way somebody would have not been grievously injured or lost his life. And like everybody, someone in the video identified immediately, this is a police gun. So we want to see the police either discharge him. He needs to, there should be, the same way this would have been a grievous incident is the same way there should be grievous, serious punishment for it. I'm so glad you did the video, so it won't be covered up. Another policeman will just come and let me gather it and carry it to the office.
Do you know, sadly, you cannot even steal a police gun. If you see, they will recover it.
No, I mean the other policeman. Let him not come and recover it, carry it to the office, and then you now cover the whole thing up. If you set a precedent, from there everybody will be careless. I'll go out to drink, I'll drop the gun. I'll go out to a lady's place overnight, I'll drop my gun. Look at it.
Mr. Ibrahim, please, let's have your take on
Well, I don't have much to say, except that definitely the situation there, I think, involves taking too much alcohol. Yes, because honestly speaking, I have seen quite a number of times that police people, you can see police people in the bar taking drinks with their guns strapped to their back.
Yes, I've seen.
Or sometimes they keep it beside them. And
even at the checkpoints.
Exactly. So at
police checkpoint, you will hear policeman telling you,
maybe he was on a bike and that,
anything for the boys.
If he's sober, and then maybe this gun dropped down from the motorbike, from the bike, you will have had it, you will have noticed it. Do you understand? So now that you are saying right on the ground, that definitely it's a case of somebody getting pretty drunk. Yes. And then why will a policeman decide to go and have a drink in daytime like that, having his gun on his shoulder?
Is that a picture of the policeman?
In uniform. No, I don't think the picture is related to the gun. I think that's just a setup, kind of a thing. That's why I asked, when the video is being played, I asked, where is the policeman himself? I'm sure that
probably
is what
for it to still be there at this point, to the extent of those people coming to video.
Oh, you forgot it.
They haven't, maybe they haven't even realized that the gun fell off. Because this is quite a moment for them. Imagine now the distance, and they are in a vehicle. But they would have turned.
And it's a car.
And if they were coming back, these people will not even be there to video.
It's a parking space.
Yes.
Maybe their car parked there. And then as they were
Amari, the whoever signed out for gun and has not signed back gun in.
Maybe people don't understand how grievous this offense is.
We understand. We understand. Not only you understand. We understand.
We do.
And it's unfortunate. You just as Mr. Ibrahim rightly said, we've had issues of accidental discharge. In fact, in my area in Jos, this police officer, in fact, he is known for it. He is known for his children will have to go and pull him out of the water.
Wow.
They'll pull it, which is gone. And he's always like that. Even when you go to the station where he is, I have never seen that man sober.
What is he doing in the police as a policeman now?
I am telling you.
Question of the day.
I've never seen him. Like no man without, I've never seen him.
Hey.
And he's always with his gun.
He has no business being a policeman. He has no business being a policeman.
I mean, that same place where he goes to drink is like officers' mess, all these what they call I don't know, mami, all this mami kind of place. You go there, you see them there. It's in that same place that one accidental discharge incident happened. That same very place. And the lady lost her life.
It's very unfortunate.
Well,
it's unfortunate.
I don't know. Do you still have another video?
Yes, we have an image. Okay, I almost got carried away.
Well, I didn't want to talk about the gun itself, how potent, how dangerous, even the manufacturer of that gun.
Yeah.
The first Alexander Kalashnikov, 1947, that made that gun. He even regretted making the gun because the gun is so powerful. that you don't even hear the sound. They say when you hear the sound, that means you are alive.
Yeah, same thing with the atomic bomb. The guy later on regretted, said, we hope it will not be deployed.
Please, let's have our next speech. All right, talking about just, when was it, 2 days ago? Last week.
That WAEC fee was increased.
Yes, WAEC fee was increased.
And somebody went to pick up the promise made.
I want to ask,
now,
for how long? Is it forever?
That
I will pay WAEC fee.
This was a promise made.
He made this promise
before he became president.
Okay, that's 2022.
22 years before he became the president.
And now they are making it to 50K.
Yes, and I said something. I said, it seems like people around our dear Mr. President needs to be reminding him of some of the promises. The same thing we saw with the electricity. And today we're still in a situation of how man go do when you talk about the power. And now this is another promise he made.
I think
WAEC fee for every child. As a president, I will pay.
Maybe every time he speaks, he means the opposite of what he actually said.
Exactly what I said.
Is that so?
I told someone, I said maybe he was trying to tell us that he's going to power the villa with solar. So. That's what he meant at that point. Not necessarily giving us power as Nigerians.
I think that's what he meant. Every time he makes a statement, I think he means a direct opposite of that. Because you remember, he said he's going to give us power.
Yes.
That even if he doesn't give us power, we shouldn't even elect him for the second time. And now when we come, we saw the proliferation of solar batteries and solar panels all over Nigeria, even to the extent that the even president
in itself,
the presidential
the former governor of Kogi State came out and said that he has fulfilled his promise by providing solar everywhere.
Okay, thank you. So now, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Provide your own solar. It's not you that
He made it easy for the panels to be imported into the country now, and the batteries. Yes, now.
He went to the think and
he made the technical know-how easy for the Nigerian youth to know how to put them together. Like now, I'm surprised. Look, I'm telling you, I'm surprised. A very small boy near my house.
In other words, he has campaign fulfilled.
My neighbor, I saw my neighbor
fulfill the campaign of electricity. Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't know.
Technically.
See, the important thing we're going to learn from this now, is it's good for us to keep talking. Some people say, oh, why you people always talking? Why are you always saying that? What is happening? Now it's good. Nigerians, have you seen what you did from talking? Nigerians spoke up, cried out, screamed about this WAEC fees. Imagine 77,000 naira is the minimum wage. 50,000 naira per child for WAEC fees. Excuse me. And Nigerians,
you guys are even forgetting one thing.
What?
This 50,000 naira is the official WAEC fee.
Yes.
When you go to register, it has in school. It has in school. Now I don't know
because of the topics. They even said it. The reason why we are canceling it is because we are now going to do wider consultation and we're going to be listening to. You see it? So I'm not saying that everything you speak out they've done something about, but you're keeping quiet.
The decision to revert this policy now, what?
Yeah.
Wait till 2027. It will definitely come up. I'm telling you,
yes, it will.
It is for the time being.
Yes.
What I will say, because the president alone did not make promises. Even the wife said we'll be borrowing money to nations.
And we're still,
and we are borrowing them.
This 20K, and I'm telling you, after 2027, if K has not taken, I hope you understand.
What student, you know of any student that
50,000 now, but in 20,
they'll still pay.
It may be
whether they are sent or not, they will still pay.
No,
they are granting them loan. That means the student will pay.
Well, we heard that we are supposed to be borrowing money to nations. But the last time I checked, when you never
approved.
Well, the good part, I don't want to borrow. I don't want to become like Nigeria.
Politics and Business Television has a program, The Voices, which will even come up very soon this month. The Voices will soon be going out, and then you will even be able to hear. We'll ask you one-on-one. Have you been able to
part of what's going out?
Have you been? If you come up here, have you been able to collect? Have you been able? I will ask you directly, and we will beam your answers out directly. You will hear it from the Nigerians, not from us.
Take it
That's for sand.
Take it they are just beginning to realize that the election is going to be not the ruling party versus any other political party, but the ruling party versus the Nigerian public. And probably that is what informed the decision to now resign on this policy. But I am telling Nigerians that it will come after 2027. It depends on how Nigeria behave. I won't say vote. How Nigerians react in 2027. Okay, if they react one way, this along with other policy will come up.
Will come up.
All right, thank you. I think this is the much we can take. Let's just call it a day for today. We have tried.
Call it a day on that pessimistic note.
Very pessimistic.
Oh my God.
All right, thank you. Ladies, please. And the men are begging you now.
Yeah, I like politicians. I like politicians to understand
you are still telling them
that Nigerians are very smart people. You can say something after 30 decades. They will still come. They will still. So the antennas never forget. But the mistake is that, you know, the other time you say they take us for food. I said no, they are not taking us for food. They are just taking us for granted. They know we are smart. You know, I told you this in a previous.
For better want to use of words anyway.
Exactly. You said they are taking us for food. I said no, our politicians do not take us for food because they there are not the best brains among us. They know. So they are just taking us.
The best brains are not participating.
Exactly. You can find them in the laboratories. You can find them in the banking sector.
Enough of laboratories. Let's go to
you can find them in the academy.
We don't want them to find us, come to power and then fix the country.
In the political system.
Time is back on the block.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Brian McKee. Of course, very Josephine. And of course, you viewers out there, thank you very much for being part of us on the morning show. This is the much we can take. Of course, tomorrow we'll be right back here bright and early to give you another edition of the morning show. But for now, do have a wonderful, beautiful Tuesday morning. See you tomorrow and God bless you.